Both fans and critics can agree, the last few NBA Live games have been complete airballs. Sloppy presentation and messy gameplay have plagued the Live series, but things finally look like they're back on track with a slew of improvements in NBA Live 10. I don't think I'm alone when I say that it's about time, EA. When you first boot up the game, you'll notice that a lot of effort was spent on presentation. An insane amount of attention was paid to little details. Realistic crowd reactions during the game and arena-specific chants all lead to a much more immersive game. Player models and animation also look good. The models are detailed even if they're still a little too plasticky, and the animation is much more fluid than last year. There's still some weird quirks though. You'll see some issues like the same dribbling animation happening over and over. Dynamic DNA has also been beefed up over last year. Real-world player and team stats are updated in-game every day, and the stats are deep and expansive. This feeds into one of the biggest new modes this year, Dynamic Season. In this mode, you'll get to play all the games that are happening in the actual NBA on any given day. Are the Lakers playing the Magic on January 18th? Well, you can actually play that matchup on that day. The game will then insert your stats for the matchups you've played. If you don't play any of the games, the real-world stats will be inserted instead. You can also rewind to past games that you may have missed and play games from earlier in the season. While this is a pretty cool idea, I have a few issues with it. First of all, the NBA season won't start until a few weeks after the game comes out, so you'll have to wait to fully use it. Not a big deal, but it's still a sticking point. Another thing is that you feel detached from everything else when you play this mode. You basically just jump into a matchup without managing any aspects of the team. This hurts the immersion and control of being in charge of a team during their season. Gameplay has been improved dramatically. Everything feels more fluid and realistic, and the computer's defense is much tougher. Gone are the days where you can just drive the lane and dunk every single time. If you dribble more than 4 or 5 times in the paint, the ball will get stolen or knocked away. One thing to note is that the difficulty settings have been changed. Default is pretty easy, so if you're a basketball vet, go straight to All-Star. Shooting has also been put on one button this year. It's much simpler and feels solid. One weird thing is that the player will pull off different shots based on the context of what's going on. Most of the time it looks very realistic, but every now and then someone like LeBron will pull back to make space when you just wanted him to set his feet and take the jumper. Another great addition has to do with passing. Hold down the left trigger to activate icon passing, and then hold down a face button to take direct control of the corresponding player. You can then use that player to set up plays or make sure the ball gets to him. Another cool feature is DNA Quick Plays, which automatically makes the best player on your team try to get open. Both of these are awesome touches. The other big new feature is the Adidas Live Run multiplayer mode, where you can have up to 10 live players playing at once. The game suffers from lag a little when you have 10 people online, but it's nothing game-breaking. Do note that your experience can be completely different depending on who you're playing with. If everyone just wants to shoot the ball and doesn't play like a team, it will be mass insanity. There's no kind of player rating to let you know if someone is a team player or not, so enjoy it at your own risk. NBA Live 10 is a really big step forward for the franchise. Those who were disappointed by last year's iteration can rest easier with this game. The presentation and gameplay are much more polished. With that said, there really doesn't seem to be any huge headliner mode that will draw people into the game. Dynamic Season and Adidas Live Run are fun, but nothing truly special. If you're just looking for a good game of basketball, Live 10 will fit the bill. For the full written review, head over to IGN.com.